Hello everybody, and welcome back to Surfact Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we have a pretty good video for you guys. I think we have 4 first appearances, 3 honorable mentions, so 7 titles all to go through. There's definitely some books in there you guys want to pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week, ending July 26, 2024. First up from Marvel Comics, Annihilation 2099 number 4. This features the first appearance of Silver Surfer 2099, Jonah Marlowe. Now this Annihilation 2099 title series hits our list almost every week with these first appearances. These are going to be alternate or variant characters of existing characters. We really don't know how important these alternate versions are going to be. It really depends on what Marvel has planned for these characters going forward. You know, sometimes these alternate versions of existing characters, do become popular with fans and collectors. But we really already have the classic version of these characters. So this Silver Surfer 2099, there's no way to know whether this particular iteration of Silver Surfer is going to be that important in the future. So this one here is definitely going to be a little more speculative than some of the other Marvel first appearances. We typically do always recommend picking up the first appearance of new characters in Marvel titles, but like I said, these alternate versions or these variant versions of existing characters, these are definitely going to be speculative. It really depends on what Marvel Disney has planned for them. So this one here, pick it up for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in a B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, NYX number 1. This features the first appearance of the Krakoan. This also features the first appearance of Local, a mutant fixer. Now, like we always mention, it's typically worth picking up the first appearance of new characters in Marvel titles. Marvel Disney is still churning out a ton of media for the small screen and big screen. And now that Marvel has the X-Men franchise and the Fantastic Four franchise back under their belt, anytime they introduce new mutants, these are probably books you want to pick up. You really don't know what Disney Marvel have planned for the new X-Men franchise, so you don't want to miss any of these characters' first appearance in the comic books. Because once they hit the screen, small screen or big screen, collectors will race back to these comics and try to find these first appearances. So this one here is one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Marvel Comics, Venomverse Reborn number 2. This features the first appearance of Viking Venom, also the first appearance of Mini Venom. The Venom character is part of the Spider-Man universe, and that's probably one of the most heavily collected and the most popular franchises for Marvel Comics. All the characters within that universe are definitely heavily collected. And people love Venom, they love that character, huge fan favorite character. So anytime there's a new version of Venom, or these alternate versions of Venom, these are books you definitely want to pick up for your collection at the cover price. You don't want to chase these down years later for a lot more money if one of these iterations of Venom become very popular. And like I said, for the cover price, these are definitely worth picking up. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally from Image Comics, Rook Exodus number 4. This features the first full appearance of Ka, Warden of Pythons. Now this Rook Exodus series, this has been hitting our list almost every week with the first appearance. And this series has been huge with fans and collectors. So anytime they introduce a new character into this title series, these are probably worth picking up for your collection. These are going to be a little bit more speculative than some of the other superhero titles because they're already well established. But you definitely don't want to miss out on these for the cover price. If these go big in the future, you're definitely going to have to pay a lot more money. So once again, this one here is worth picking up for your collection. It might be a little bit more speculative, but in our opinion, the risk is worth the reward on this one. Go ahead and grab this one here for your collection. And now for the honorable mentions from Oni. Epitaphs from the Abyss number 1. Now this here is the premiere issue of this title series. This here is an anthology of original horror stories under the classic EC imprint, published by Oni. Now this is a big deal in the comic collecting community. This is the first time that EC has allowed their imprint to be used, and Oni has promised to be true to the original EC style of storytelling, so these here are definitely going to be huge with comic collectors. Now these here are not going to be superhero stories, these are going to be anthologies, just like the original EC series, such as the shock suspense stories or crime suspense stories from the 1940s. So this one here is a big deal. We do think this here one is definitely worth picking up to own. Even if you're not into these anthology style comics, this one here, like I said, the first time the EC imprint has been used to actually publish stories similar to the original EC content. This is one definitely worth owning in your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Boom Comics, Hello Darkness number 1. This here is a premiere issue of this series. This is another anthology. This features horror stories, including a Something is Killing the Children story arc told in the first 6 issues. Now, once again, this here is an anthology, but this here has been getting a lot of buzz, man. There's been a lot of hype about this particular title series, and Boom Comics, they've had a lot of their titles picked up an option in the past for small screen and big screen projects, so you really don't know if any of these stories from this anthology actually might get picked up an option. If they do, people are going to race back to the secondary market and try to find these first appearances in the comic. Now, anthologies don't typically sell that well on the shelf, so they're typically undersold and undercollected when they first come out. So later on, there's going to be a lot fewer of these on the market, so this is definitely one you want to own at the cover price. So this one here, in our opinion, is a great spec. Grab this for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list, but definitely keep an eye on this one. And finally from IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. Now this here is a premiere issue of the second main Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series published by IDW. Now this here is a huge deal. This is the first time the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles main title series has been rebooted. This here will be Volume 2. This here will be issue #1 of Volume 2. This is one you definitely should pick up for your collection. You know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise, incredibly popular, huge fan base, huge collector base, and going just as strong today as it was back in the 1990s. So this is one you definitely want to pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. So there you have the 7 titles that we have for you guys this week. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.